Okay, so you've been watching Soundcheck from Visual Radio Arts, and on today's show, we've got the fabulous Jane Allison. Jane, you found the microphone.
I found it,
I was
yeah.
just going to prompt you in case. Jane, thanks very much. Great set. Obviously, it's an acoustic version of some of the tracks that are coming out on your new album.
Yes.
So we'll talk about what the new album sounds like in its production a little bit later. But first of all, who have you got in your band tonight?
Well, I don't know. I found them on the street. No, this is Tom Prue from America. He's on guitar.
Are they letting you in the country nowadays?
He came in and then he couldn't go home. And this is Dave Aronson on bass.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah. And this is kind of half the band.
Yeah, so the kind of like the non-COVID sort of full-scale band, what does that normally look like?
Well, there'd be a drummer and backing vocalist on keyboards, and maybe possibly another guitarist.
He's not good enough, is he?
No. No, I don't mean instead of Tom. I mean as well as Tom. Yes, you're sacked on. Can you imagine? Live on air? No.
Yeah, I suppose it could have been a text.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say I'm a fan. I loved the stuff that you did tonight. And the tracks that you played from the new album, I'm really looking forward to listening to the kind of like the album version.
Yeah.
But I thought they all worked brilliantly in this kind of format.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Tom earlier, and I think the sort of mark of a great song is that it can work when you strip it back, and you can get to the heart of the song, sort of, not despite production, but outside of production.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that comes across good.
So
our two rehearsals were worth it.
So the new album is called Like Magdalene.
Yeah.
And it comes out
on June the 21st.
June 21st, so that's just a couple of weeks' time for people to save up their shekels in order to...
save up their pennies. Give me your money.
And it's your third album.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was produced by, I can't never remember his name, Alonzo
Bevan.
Alonzo Bevan, that's it.
Yes.
Who hails from the greatness of Kula Shaker.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you sort of hook up with him? Because you've known him for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, I've known him a long time. I'm kind of friends with Crispin Mills, who's the lead singer from Kula Shaker. And I just met Alonzo through him. And then I heard they did an acoustic, kind of a psychedelic folk album called Strange Folk quite a few years ago. And he produced that. And I remember thinking, oh, I like the way he's produced that. So one day we were just hanging out somewhere and I was just like, I've got an album. I wonder if you'd produce it. And...
Yeah,
he was like,
said yes.
Yes, he said yes. And he's just, he's not just a brilliant producer, he's a really brilliant musician. He plays everything on the album nearly. On each album, there's a couple of guest people playing different things, and I play acoustic guitar, but he plays other acoustic guitars, and then everything else, drums, everything. And then he's just very musical. And he can really tune into what it is you want and the vibe of something.
Yeah.
So for this new album, I just had this whole feeling of sort of late 60s, early 70s. I just went to him and said, I just hear lots of kind of late 60s electric folk. And then he just went bang.
Yeah.
It
does come across. I mean, comes a time, Neil Young kind of era, sort of feels like it's got a place in there somewhere.
Yeah, so that was really kind of in my head a lot when I was that era was I kept feeling like I'd been flung back in time really as I was writing the songs. So
and I think it's a kind of like a mixture, isn't it, between kind of the sort of country-ish, folky-ish sort of pop rock.
Yeah, there's less country in this new album, to be honest. There's always a couple of country songs in the first two albums. but we've slightly countrified a couple of them tonight.
Yeah.
But on the album, they're not really very country at all. They're much more kind of electric folk. Yeah, sort of Caravan type. I don't know.
Caravan?
Well, I don't know. Much more sort of, I don't know, that kind of era, you know.
Yeah, you mentioned Laurel Canyon a few times, I think.
Yes.
And it kind of, that sort of summons up things like Mamas and the Papas and that kind of, I don't know, sunshine, open top cars, beach.
And sort of bohemian
lifestyle
and, you know, that whole thing. Yeah, so it's got a lot of backing vocals of that type in there as well, you know.
Yeah,
so.
And I could hear where, you know, I'm making it up while I'm sitting in the other room, but I can hear where I think, oh yeah, I can hear where the backing vocals would be there.
Yeah, it's weird doing it without that, because we do have a backing vocalist, and it does really lift the choruses. It's quite, it's different without her, but yeah.
Yeah. So on the album, you played a few tracks from the album tonight, sorry.
Yeah.
And I think one was Don't Spill the Water, was that right?
Yes.
Yeah. I've marked down a few that I kind of really liked.
Okay.
So Don't Spill the Water. The next one was All Over Now.
No, All Over Now is an old song.
Oh, is
That's
it?
actually from, I think that might be from the first album,
Right.
isn't it? Yeah.
Because that felt like it had a bit of that kind of, I'm going to use the word Lynchian feel with the guitar. Tom's nodding. That kind of wobbly sort of guitar that sometimes fills the soundtrack of David Lynch films.
Yeah, we've kind of added that for this
Yeah.
set. On the actual album, it's slightly different, isn't it? But we've slightly modified it.
And I have tremolo on this amp, and if I don't use it, I don't feel I've got my money's worth.
Right. I'm not sure if the world managed to hear too much of that because we haven't got a microphone over your way, but... Okay, so the album comes out in a few weeks' time, and you've had Magdalene out as a single from it before. What's the next single going to be?
I think it's going to be Don't Spill the Water.
Yeah.
And then Frayed after that.
Yeah.
Which is a very... it's more of an atmospheric slow song, but Don't Spill the Water is the next kind of poppy Laurel Canyon song.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was listening to them, I thought, I wish I had the words in front of me.
Oh, you should have said, I've got them all here. I could have given them to you.
So you recorded this, last year sometime?
No, it's actually 2 years ago
2
now,
years,
yeah.
The COVID break has...
Yeah, the COVID break, took its toll.
And you recorded it in Belgium, I believe.
In Belgium, yes, indeed, in the heart of the Ardennes forest.
So, did you kind of do it all in one hit, or?
Yeah, I go over. I do 10 days, and we just smash it all down. I sometimes go back for a little bit more. I think I might have this time as well. Yeah, I went back for a second. I think we didn't finish all the vocals, so I went back. And then Alonso's in there for like 3 years mixing.
Yeah.
And, fiddling around with that. And then the mastering takes another 3 years, and then...
Yeah, then
Bob's your
eventually
uncle.
something turns up.
Yeah, it's not quite that long, but yeah.
So you go into the recording with a kind of like an idea in your head as to what you think the song is and what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And then at the other end of the process, I guess sometimes you look back and you think, wow, I didn't quite see that coming.
Well, I don't know. It's weird with Alonso. I go in with the basic song. We lay the ghost tracks down with me and the guitar. And I just have a sort of... I'm very vague. I just go, oh, I feel it's a bit, like this and a bit... And he just brings it to life. And it's almost more than I'm thinking of. But he just gets it straight away. And then he starts putting weird and wonderful things down as well.
You have to rein him in.
Yeah, no, never. I never rein him in. And then he teaches me all the backing vocals and the harmonies, and And sometimes it is a bit sort of like I didn't think I could sing that high or whatever,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun and a lot of hard work, but it's great.
Yeah, I think you mentioned when we were chatting earlier, or I think you might have mentioned it actually during the set, about sort of like almost like a choir of vocals that you've got on one song.
Yes, on. In fact, it made me laugh the first time I heard it back. On If I Was Famous, because it's such a slow song, you know, and then it goes, "Go like an angel." Oh, it's like and I had to do all these different. And one of them was so high, and I was like, "Alonso, I can't." He's like, "Yes, you can. Yes, you can." I mean, I actually can't. He said, "Yeah, you can." And then if I get it wrong, you know, he's always like, What are you singing? It's nothing like it. But he managed to get this huge, all these backing vocals, and I was just like, you can't come in from this really quiet and then bang, you know, it's like someone's hitting you over the head. So we actually took some of them out for the first chorus, because I'm like, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's like literally I was just hysterical every time I heard it.
Yeah.
But on the last chorus, it is, we've got
it.
the full-on thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fun.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose, you know, it's building through the song, isn't it? So you're ready for it.
Yes, well, it is now. Yeah, the first time round it wasn't. It was like being smashed over the head with a hammery choir.
Okay, so let's just recap. The new album comes out on June the 21st, I think you said?
21st of June,
21st,
yes.
Available from all the usual places.
It'll be available as a download everywhere, Amazon, Bandcamp, my website, everywhere. And then also as a physical CD, because I like myself to buy CDs. It's got artwork by a really brilliant artist called Jo Nye, who has a company called Tin City, and she's done, she's helped do the cover, photos by Chris Nichols, and then manipulated by her. And then all the lyrics in a booklet. So
lyrics, see?
Yes, the whole thing. I mean, that's what I like. I like to get a physical CD and read the lyrics and look at the artwork. So we've put a lot of effort into that side of things.
It's one of the things I regret, from the 70s, where you got the gatefold vinyl with all of, you know, huge artwork.
Yeah.
And often with books and things inside.
Yeah, posters.
You know, posters. And once the CD arrived, it kind of all sort of shrunk.
You can get. I was going to put a poster in this, but I actually forgot. Because I like all that.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I've got quite a lot of albums where I don't play the album. I just like the artwork and the booklet.
Read the booklet.
Yeah, and it was great when you were browsing in record shops as well. You know, so it was a more interesting experience when the album itself was part of the artwork, you know, not the artwork, it's part of the whole thing.
It's the experience. Yeah, well, that's what I like to have myself. I'm still buying CDs. I don't download anything. I go and buy the records. So I know not many people probably will actually buy it, but anyway, I've got loads of them. I've got loads of the other ones under my bed as well. So I mean, you know, if anyone wants one, I've got plenty.
No, they have to buy them. That's
I mean, you know, wants them in exchange.
In exchange for citizens' credits. Yeah.
But I prefer it to downloads. But you know, obviously, lots of people like to download.
So, over the last year, when we've all been sort of like locked away in our homes and things, I've seen you online doing kind of characters. I mean,
oh God.
Presumably
trying to
you were
amuse
just
myself.
Going crazy. Or,
yes.
Yeah.
I got very creative in the beginning, and then it fizzled out. I just couldn't be bothered in the end. Just got really depressed and just ate a lot of food, like most people. But in the beginning, I was all like, oh, I'm going to be so creative. I'm going to do all these wonderful things. And I was like, oh, let's do my fanwy. But, yeah.
But that leads us into your other half of your life, which is as an actress and writer for film and TV.
Yes, that's true.
So let's wind back a little bit. And if you'd like to tell us about a few of the things that you've been involved with in the past, and then we can talk about what you're doing soon.
Well, I suppose the thing I'm most perhaps known for is my partnership with Julia Davis. So I wrote with her on Nighty Night and other things that we've done. And then was in Sally Forever, Hunderby, all her things really. And helped with writing Camping, different things like that on the sort of initial stages of those things. And I've been in a couple of Crispin Mills's films. He's delving into directing, like his father, who was one of the Bolting brothers who discovered Peter Sellers and did those Pink Panther movies. So I've had a couple of small parts in his movies. And then some other TV shows. And then recently I play Mary Needham in Intelligence, which is written by Nick Mohammed and stars himself and the David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, yes.
And Sylvester Toozle, myself, Ghana Bayer. I can never say her surname. Oh God, I'm so embarrassed. Lovely Ghana.
Season 1 came out last year.
Yeah.
And it ran for 6 episodes and was renewed pretty much immediately for a season 2.
Yes.
And season 2 comes out this week.
It drops.
June the 8th, I
Yeah,
think.
June the 8th, Tuesday.
Yeah, and that'll be on Sky, on
Sky
Peacock TV.
Yeah, Sky and Now TV, and it's streamed on Peacock TV, which is basically HBO streaming service in America.
So obviously you're not going to be able to give away any spoilers. I'm not even going to ask. But anyone who watched season 1 would have kind of gone through the journey of the characters kind of getting to know this weird guy from America.
Yeah.
And then eventually, as a dysfunctional family often is, eventually all coming closer together.
Yeah.
Over a period of sort of, I don't know, 6 episodes or something. And then it stopped. End of series with a cliffhanger.
On a cliffhanger.
And season 2 presumably picks up from there and develops the relationship between that kind of dysfunctional family a little bit further.
Yeah, exactly. Well done. It's all set in GCHQ in Cheltenham.
Mm-hmm.
Just for those who don't know. And it's, fighting cybercrime, basically. And an NSA agent comes over thinking he knows better, which is played by David Schwimmer. And the kind of chaos and the madness that ensues off with that. And then it's kind of the main relationship is Nick's character with who's Joseph, and then him and Jerry, their kind of weird bromance in a way that develops. And then there's an ensemble of us lot. I play Mary.
Yeah, doing chaos around the edges.
Yes, doing chaos around the edges.
But I really thought that the relationship between the two of them really started to gel in when you got to sort of episodes sort of 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
It's been a break because of obviously everything that's happened. But I was reading an interview with Nick the other day, and did you not film half of it last year?
No, we filmed it all. We filmed it all in 2020. It was supposed to be filmed in May and June, I think, and it was postponed till September and October. No, we just did 6 weeks right through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it comes out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And good luck with that.
Thank you.
See, I didn't ask any of the things that I've been desperate to know.
The cliffhangers, the spoilers.
Yeah.
You'll have to tune in and watch it.
I know. I took up my Now TV subscription just to watch this last year.
Oh, did you? Oh.
So it just goes to show the marketing works.
Yeah.
Right, so let's just finish off. First of all, can I thank you all for coming in tonight and doing a great set. Really enjoyed it. And can I wish you all the luck for the new album.
Thank you.
And for the, I don't know what you call it, the premiere of the first episode of Season 2 of Intelligence on June the 8th.
Yes. Thank you very much for having us. This is our first outing since COVID, so thanks a lot, actually. It's really meant a lot to us, actually, to come out and start again.
Oh, it's great. I really enjoyed the songs. And
thank you.
From our point of view, on the other side of the glass, it's such a personal sort of private show almost.
Yeah,
I
well,
love
it is.
Yeah. So it means a lot to me that
Aw.
that there are bands and musicians that are happy to come out and do this sort of stuff, because
Yeah.
we've all been deprived of the live stuff, whether it be on stage or, you know, in the pubs
Yeah.
over the last sort of 18
And
months.
just the company, you know. I mean, I think you've been all right, haven't you? Because you've got loads of kids running around the house. I've been quite mad. And,
Yeah.
and I know, well, Dave's a bit mad anyway,
Yeah.
but, you know.
I think we're all going bonkers, and you know, and we're seeing the kind of some light at the end of the tunnel, and we're kind of going a bit mad for it now. And
I
it's
know.
slightly
Mad
too
for it.
early, but let's hope we get there.
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Great
very
show.
much. Thank you.
So you've been watching Soundcheck from Visual Radio Arts, and on tonight's show we've had Jane Allison. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in a few weeks' time.